Has Stephen A. Smith finally turned the corner and he's finally speaking more for the people that looks like him? I don't know. But in a recent episode of his Stephen A. Smith Straight Shooter show, SiriusXM, he had some interesting things to say about racism. Let's check it out real quick.
I was talking about adapt accordingly. I wasn't talking about capitulation. I wasn't talking about bowing. I wasn't talking about being quiet. I wasn't talking about ignoring one executive order after another, where it seems like this present administration is trying to curve back civil rights history, black history, and trying to eradicate it in such a way to gloss over the iniquitous acts committed by forefathers and predecessors in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about racism, when we talk about things like that, understand if you are a white person in America and you're not racist, you're not a bigot, you don't wish violence and evilness upon your fellow citizen, we're not talking about you. We're talking about a system that has religiously showcased that when white folks catch a cold, black folks catch pneumonia. No matter how bad it is for white folks in America, it's always worse for black people. Unemployment rates at 4% in the white community, it's at over 6% in the black community, at over 7% amongst black men, and significantly higher when it comes to young black men. It's always been that way. It's always been that way. And I'll be damned if I'm going to ignore it. But in the same breath, what I'm not going to do is listen and hear people talk about a president and you're pointing out those things, but you don't point out how he gave over $500 million recently to HBCUs. You don't point out how some of that money came from
giving out money to HBCUs. Is that true? Coming from Donald Trump? Or I can just... You know, for the rest of that clip, just check it out on Stephen A. Straight Shooter show. But here's my thoughts on this. I don't think he was really going in on systematic racism. He was just pointing out things that are obvious, and a lot of people choose to forget. Because in one breath, he just said, "Yeah, Donald Trump is trying to get rid of. They're trying to get rid of racism's history in this country's history out of schools. They don't want the kids to know anymore that there was such thing as slavery. They don't want the kids to know anymore about this, that, and the third, all the racist laws and stuff like that, Jim Crow laws and all that." But Stephen A. did say, and I commend him for this, he did say, but on the other end, Donald Trump just gave money to HBCUs. Who heard about that? We only hear about the negative things, you know, we never hear about the positive things. But I can tell you one thing, Stephen A. Smith almost slipped up when he was talking about white people, when he was saying, he almost slipped up and said, "Y'all crackers." I think he's gonna say it. I think he's gonna fucking say it. And shout out to my white people. Y'all cool. As long as y'all not practicing racism, y'all cool. But he had to catch himself and he had to say, "Y'all forefathers." Cause that's true. It is their forefathers. But this show, this Straight Shooter show, I think it's gonna blow. Not in a bad way, in a good way. Stephen A. Smith's been prepping to be in a political space ever since the presidency. You know, so, and now we have this. So let me know what you think in the comments about Stephen A. Smith. Is he calling out racism, or is he just tap dancing and saying just enough to keep in the faith of the black community? Let me know what you think in the comments. Give me a subscribe, turn on notifications. KJ Media 100, man. I am out.